Hey guys, so as you can tell from the title, we're going to be talking about the gayest places in America. I'm super excited about this. I was just thinking one day, I'm like, where are some of the gayest places? Like, where should I move one day so that I can just enjoy my big old gay life? And where should I travel? Where should I visit? And so it got me thinking, I'm going to find the gayest places in America. And I'm gonna hit them all up. Definitely be on the lookout for that vlog. Probably not for like a year or so because of Corona. I just think it'd be so fun to see all the gay bars, meet a bunch of gay people. We're gonna be going through a list that I found on the interwebs and talking about the places, letting you guys know what are the gayest places, and so on. And before we begin, I did want to introduce to you guys Luisa Jewelry. This video is sponsored by Luisa, so thank you to them. They gifted me with these two necklaces and this ring. I'm absolutely obsessed. They are so beautiful. As you guys may know, I don't wear a lot of jewelry, so I really like simple pieces, and they have a lot to offer on their website. So here's some things that I want to share with you guys about their jewelry. They focus on three main kind of topics that they really believe in, and one of them being sustainability. It takes 20 tons of earth mining to produce a single ring of gold, and cheap jewelry is rarely recyclable, making it a huge waste. That's why Luisa uses 100% recycled gold and sterling silver in their products. The next thing that I like to focus on is fair pricing. Big brands charge you up to 10 times the cost of production. Luisa eliminates the retail markup, keeping the prices as fair and accessible as possible. I like having nice jewelry, but I don't want to spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars. And the last thing that they like to focus on is quality. Their products come from the same jewelers as some pretty big companies. And because they're so confident in the quality that they do offer a complimentary 1-year warranty on every product. For me, it's super important to find pieces that are good quality, that last a long time, and that are also good for the environment. I like to wear my pieces kind of on a daily basis. I wear very simple clothing, so I style my jewelry very simply. I like to have rings on, maybe a couple of necklaces. I like to have a few little earrings and my nose ring and that type of thing. So I like stuff that complements the jewelry that I've collected over the years, and then that complements my outfits, which are also very simple. So I just like to keep things very clean and classic, and that's kind of how I style my jewelry. Their pieces start at $49, which is super reasonable for good quality jewelry. And also, you know it's gonna last a long time, so that $49 takes you a long way, whereas if you spent $12 on something that's gonna break and you're gonna have to buy a new one and a new one and a new one. And because we are sponsored by Luisa today, they offered you guys a 10% off code. So the link is down in the description, and if you wanna use my code, it is alanahfaycole10. So go ahead and take a peek at their jewelry, and let's get into the video. Okay, so the website we are going to be checking out today is Advocate. It was from 2017, but I couldn't find anything more recent than that. Obviously, people aren't really traveling in 2020, and I don't know why they missed 2019. But yeah, it's from 2017, but I'm sure these cities have gotten even gayer throughout the years. Well, let's hope. Fingers crossed. We are checking it out. Queerest Cities in America 2017 by the editors at advocate.com. So the first one is Long Beach, California. I used to live in Southern California in Los Angeles, and I would go to Long Beach, and it was very gay. They have like pride there and everything, and it is pretty gay, but I think it's mostly like males, like male gay. But let's read what they have here. So the criteria that Advocate used to kind of decide who is the gayest cities, they went off lesbian bars, which is great, definitely lesbian bars, trans pride, gay rugby teams, power bottom tour dates. I don't know what that is, but it sounds like a male gay thing, but sounds really fun. Theater screenings of Moonlight, available Mr. B&B hosts, LGBT centers, gay rodeos, and gay bowling teams, which seems like a pretty odd list, but those are unique things to have in a city, and if they do have them, they're probably pretty gay. All right, so we have Long Beach, California. And it says that Long Beach has been an underrated California city, with most folks paying more attention to San Francisco or Los Angeles. It says it's especially welcoming to their LGBT residents, and not only does Long Beach have a gay Latino mayor, Robert Garcia, it's renowned for its pride celebrations, numerous female couples, diverse queer residents, the Queen Mary ocean liner, charming downtown and waterfront. And it says that there are plenty LGBT-friendly movie theaters within the city limit. So I think Long Beach sounds like a pretty good place to be if you are gay. It is the number 25 on the list, and I'm not sure if they rate it like by gay, like how gay it is, but if that's the least gay on this list, that's amazing. Long Beach is pretty gay. Next one is Seattle, Washington, which I did not know that. I just didn't. Like Long Beach, Seattle has an out mayor, Ed Murray, and has a huge queer nightlife scene. I had no idea. I've been to Seattle one time, so I guess I wouldn't really know, but I just never really heard of it as a gay place, but I'm glad to know now. It says the Emerald City is also a big destination for gay and bi guys using Mr. B&B, the gay Airbnb, of course. I've never even heard of Mr. B&B until this. Obviously, it's geared more towards like male gays, but still sounds really cool. I want to check out the website. And it's one of the nation's few cities to host its own district trans pride celebration. I went to Trans Pride in LA, and that's the only one I've actually heard of. Number 23 on the list is Anaheim, California, only 1 hour's drive from Los Angeles. Anaheim is not such a small world when it comes to LGBT inclusion. The community boasts on LGBT centers and a score of 80 on the Human Rights Campaign. It's also home of the happiest place on earth, which hosts the ever-popular Gay Day celebrations. Aww. Next up is Minneapolis, Minnesota, number 22. Not really talked about. I feel like I haven't heard of much from there. But it says that queer live spots like 19 Bar and the Saloon are a reliable good time. There is also no shortage of lesbian-centric bike events for when the weather warms up. Interesting. I did not know. Now I do. Okay, 21 is Plano, Texas, and this is a job-rich and church-rich. North Texas state is no San Francisco, but it's not nearly as conservative as one might presume. It's one of only about half a dozen Texas cities with an ordinance protecting LGBT residents from discrimination. That's sad that it's like one of a few, but also at least it's one of the few. Hopefully things have changed a little bit since 2017, but how things are going now, I would highly doubt it. Anchorage, Alaska. With over 300,000 hardy souls, Anchorage is the closest thing to a metropolis. I don't know how to say that. Anchorage is home to the state's major LGBT group, Identity Alaska, and the state's pride organization. Passed an ordinance in 2015 protecting LGBT residents from housing and workplace discrimination, and has listings on Mr. B&B. That's awesome. So even in such a small place, that's a really cool thing that they have going on there. All right, Tampa, Florida, and we all know Florida is home of the lesbians. It says Tampa, Florida is full of young folk. It says that it has a Gayber district. It's like Gay-Bor district, which is part of the nightlife packed Ybor City neighborhood, and it hosts the city's annual Pride event. I find it so interesting that there are so many lesbians in Florida, and yet it's such a conservative state. Greensboro, North Carolina. It says Greensboro hosts its own Pride event in September and has a surprising amount of queer nightlife, including Chemistry Nightclub and The Q. Next up is number 17, and it's San Francisco. I'm surprised San Francisco isn't higher on the list, like number 5 or something, because it is pretty gay. But also very exciting to know that there are gayer cities than San Francisco. So it says that it's one of America's greatest queer cities, like I thought. Unfortunately, it's not very like lesbian. It's very gay, like male gay. It's still a powerhouse when it comes to LGBT amenities, including one of the few cities that has a lesbian bar and its own distinctive trans pride event. It also has gay rugby team and 7 theaters that showed the Golden Globe winning gay-themed film Moonlight. I love how they keep talking about Moonlight. It was a very good movie, but they need to start talking about some lesbian movies too at some point. Next one is 16, and it is Miami. It says downtown Miami and Brickell are exploding with development, quickly turning into a mini Manhattan. apparently. It says, while much of the city's gay nightlife and services are in Miami Beach, it says it has services and advocacy for gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transgender elders, which is really, really interesting and super, super cool. Now we're at Durham, North Carolina, another North Carolina oasis. It sits in the middle of the state's university-rich research triangle. That means lots of educated folk, which always bodes well for making a place LGBT friendly. It has an LGBT center and hosts the band Power Bottom, and is home to a bar called The Bar, a friendly gay watering hole. So it looks like North Carolina is really stepping up their gay vibe. Henderson, Nevada. You might not be surprised to discover Henderson is Nevada's second largest city after Las Vegas. Henderson actually sits just southeast of Sin City, which means it's a short drive from the Fruity Loop. They have Vegas's teeny gay village, which is more of a strip of nightclubs. And then it says that it's a comfortable, safe residential escape, home to many of Las Vegas Valley's same-sex couples. It says Henderson's Lake, Las Vegas area is a luxe paradise that feels miles away from the congested, seedy strip. Next up is 13, and it is Chula Vista, which is right by San Diego. Like I said, San Diego is definitely a spot where there are lots of lesbians. I actually have been thinking about moving to this area, not because of all the lesbians, but I mean, that could be one of the reasons, but because it's a beachy vibe, the housing is affordable, and it's close to Los Angeles, which I really like, but I don't think I want to move back to Los Angeles. So this is definitely on my radar right now. Chula Vista, California, sandwiched between San Diego and Mexico, and Spanish for beautiful view, is an inexpensive place to stay if you want to discover this friendly, sunny part of Southern California. See? Inexpensive place to stay. I don't get it. It's such a nice place. The city's high rate of Mr. B&B listings can attest to that. San Diego's lively neighborhoods are easily reached via the San Diego Trolley, while Chula Vista has plenty of offerings itself. South Bay Pride, separate from San Diego Pride, is planned for the city's Bayside Park in September, and there are plenty of beach and hiking opportunities for rugged gays. So that is number 13. So that is a gay place. We're coming down to the wire, guys. Next up is number 12, Toledo, Ohio. It says that Toledo has its own LGBT organization called Equality Toledo, and approximately a half a dozen LGBT-friendly bars. An outstanding number for a city its size, which is about 280,000 people. That is incredible. That is a lot of bars, actually. 12 bars for LGBT people. I live in like a town that's smaller than that, but like the surrounding neighborhoods is about 200,000 people, or around 200 to 300,000 people. And we have like one gay bar. Okay, next up is St. Louis, Missouri. This is number 11 on the list, and it says, many people discount St. Louis. Well, since it's kind of in the middle of nowhere. I love how this person wrote this. It says, but it's got a lot going for itself. A gay rugby team, progressive movie theaters, diverse population welcoming queer musicians, and a perfect score on the HRC's Municipal Equality Index. Municipal? I don't fucking know how to say that. There's a plethora of queer nightlife, a brand new LGBT center, and the St. Louis Blues hockey team just had its first Pride night. Nice job, St. Louis. Again, this was 2017. I'm sure it's gotten gayer. Irvine, California. It says an Orange County, California city in the top 10, question mark. As mentioned previously, the notorious Menade and conservative county went blue this election for the first time in decades. That was back in 2017. I'm sure it's a little more blue now and way more gay. So thanks to an anti-discrimination protections, it says that Irvine is Orange County's most LGBT-friendly city, and it has anti-discrimination protections, benefits to LGBT employees, and local services. Irvine is sandwiched between Los Angeles and San Diego and has its own LGBT affirming church. And I feel like all of Southern California is just like a big hub for gays. St. Paul, Minnesota. That's number 9? That's insane. It has a perfect ranking on HRC's Municipal Equality Index. I can't say that word, I don't know. Number 6 is Atlanta. It says, the Star of the South is really becoming one of the country's greatest queer centers. The city has its own trans pride celebration, an operating lesbian bar called My Sister's Room, a gay rugby team, showings of Moonlight, an LGBT center, and it's hosted the Power Bottom. Basically, it's nailed all of their criteria. Next up is number 5, New Orleans, which I've heard is pretty gay, but it also says that Louisiana isn't, super great. They need some catching up to do when it comes to the LGBT equality and all of that, but that they're on their way. Number 4, Buffalo. It says, Buffalo winters are long, but that's why there are gay bars to help you warm up with some cocktails and body heat. Buffalo scored a 95 on the list and has Mr. B&B Rentals, and they also have Gay Bingo Night and the Queer Poetry Slam. Sounds pretty gay to me. St. Petersburg, Florida. Again, another Florida state. This is number 3 on the list. That's crazy. It says it has no shortage of queer restaurants and watering holes in the Grand Central District. All right, Orlando, Florida. I've been to Orlando, not one of my favorite cities. I didn't go see anything very gay. We didn't go to any gay bars or anything like that when I went, so maybe that's what I was missing out on. It says Orlando's queer community is like LA, New York. Orlando is full of dreamers. Young LGBT dancers, singers, and performers make people laugh and smile at the place like Magic Kingdom, Epcot Center, and SeaWorld. Orlando has no shortage of services for all those folks, including those who aren't so young. Numerous places to meet for a drink in a gay bar or club, as well as an LGBT center where one can gather with other gays in recovery. And they have a thing called Gay Days, which is pretty cool. So it sounds like it'd be really gay. I think I just missed out when I went. Number 1 on the list is Jersey City, New Jersey. So Jersey City and not New York, ? Well, Gotham isn't getting any cheaper, and Jersey City, right across from the Hudson River, remains a wonderful alternative. It says that they scored well on their criteria and basically has 100% on everything. Also 100% on the HRC's Municipal Equality Index. So they're basically the gayest city in America. That is definitely gonna be the first place that I go. Alright, so if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments down below what you picked up from Luisa Jewelry. Again, if you want to use my code, the link is linked down below, but my code is alanahfaycole10. You get 10% off at your checkout. Be sure to check it out, and I'll see you guys over here in this next video.